Welcome back, and it's an unheard of Hooky hour because it literally will only have been heard by me. So that statement is false to me but true to everyone else, because you haven't heard it until now. But then after the video, it will be heard of. So I guess it just it'll eventually settle itself. Anyways, she has the initials AA. The initials Ace Attorney. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were lurking around Mr. Corrida's door last night. Wah! My most convincing performance. Wah! Wah! Okay, I'm sorry. I won't do that again. No more Waluigi noise. Big scoop. You were looking into Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' affair, weren't you? You got it. I was gonna get myself a scoop by catching them in a secret meeting. There's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news. What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? That ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna wanna see real proof. Well, at least I do. So that's what I was doing, getting photos. Oh. I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading. And spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story. Wow, a lot of nice journalistic integrity you got there. I already finished writing up my spicy article, you know. But the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, is gone. Done gone. Your note to yourself? It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. They done run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me. Yeah, I understand. It's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell you. What's with people nowadays? I said now anyway, but you know. Same thing, right? I never thought I'd see the day when someone does steal something from me. You really want that note back, huh? That piece of gossip literature? Got no idea why, though. The story on that note is probably a bold-faced lie. Probably. Or was it? Was it the complete truth? Lotta's camera updated in the court record. Okay, well, we got that. Okay, great. We're doing more talking somewhere else. Right, hotel lobby. And then we go to the criminal affairs department, baby. Oh my god, it's been too long since that weird thing looked at me. I just realized the jester's hat is supposed to be like the sheriff's badge with like the little stars on it. That's pretty neat. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing. Yeah. Oh, he's back. Hey, so you came, pal. Why the blunt greeting? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about. What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and testimony are airtight. But we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. Right? Right, Mr. Gumshoe? So what do you mean the evidence is airtight? I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's two big pieces. Tattoo? Tattoo. And both of them are in this photo. See if you can spot them. It's the tomato juice. The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest. That's the button that you found during your body search of Mr. On Guard. Yep. I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai special pants. Oh, his special pants. Then the second one is the knife in his chest, pal. Are you an idiot? The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact. Bah, fingerprints? Whose are they? You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. They're yours. They're man on guards. tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Truly. Airtight testimony. So what about this airtight testimony? It's that old security lady, Miss Oldbag. I thought so. What do you mean, you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal? Well... And I even told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone. Her blab knob is stuck on 10, and there's no turning it down, trust me. Especially when you have some fancy schmancy autographs. Yeah, well, Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. OnGuard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death. No way. Bro, why are you shocked? I could have sworn we already, talked about that. Anyways. Okay, present. The magazine clipping. Oops. I don't care. Present that. We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. A scandal with Mr. Corda? But why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman, committed suicide. What was that? Suicide? Don't say that. Her name was Celestine Pax. I feel like that's definitely there's gotta be some sort of pun here, I've played Assassin's Creed, and I know that Requiescat de Pace means rest in peace, and that totally looks like some, I don't know, Latin-ish root words. Something like rest in peace. You can see it. It's there. Yeah. Her name was Rest in Peace, and she was Juan Corda's manager. Oh. The victim's manager? That's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one. Imagine Gumshoe's just getting stuck on trying to pronounce her name. Her mentor? The woman who was both Mr. Corda's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor. You can almost call her Miss Andrews' manager. Could her suicide have something to do with this case? Something tells me it was probably not a suicide. You want to know more about her, pal? Just click the link to find out. That one. She was the victim's manager and was also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence. Oh shit! No! I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another. Miss Von Karma.
You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst.
Hey, you don't mean...
I do, Scruffy. You have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye.
Damn, she's kicking him out of the friggin' police station. That's his home. Where else is he gonna go tonight?
That's...
Oh, wait. Please wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll say...
Quiet. If it weren't for traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you want to say? Who is that? Who?
That voice. Oh my god. Edgeworth. Dun-dun.
It's been a long time, right? This is Mr. Edgeworth? What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong. You haven't changed a bit, Francisca.
Oh, it's like the meeting of the minds right here, where I have to somehow differentiate their voices.
You! How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it! You soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with your tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Francisca. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never! Mr. Phoenix Wright, I will see you tomorrow in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Victory. Still the same wild mare she always was. Alright, well, Mr. Edgeworth, how's it going, man? It's been like, what, 2 whole days? I thought you, the prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died. Mr. Nick! I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth? You remember that one time that I repeated it like 20 times in the court trial? That may or may not technically be canon to the actual series. Case 5 of the first game. Anyways, in order for you to understand this case, you'd have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a little more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head? This person? A lot of things may have happened, however, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of a von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? Yes. To think your motivation for prosecuting trials is so selfish. It'd been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I mean metaphorically, don't actually go kill yourself. Because man, I start missing you. I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Why stand in court? Well, with Francisca, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time, the instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my clients, to save their lives. To save your clients, you say? Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals should be called ego-worth. Those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy, or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I have yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. Alright. Right, we're gonna present this thing that I randomly came up with. Boingo. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago. But she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then, a few months later, Celeste Impax died. But her death was ruled as suicide, right? Yes. But there is still one more riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could ever find it. A suicide note that just vanished, huh? Well, now I gotta know about the suicide note. What the suicide note? Miss Inpox's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that, there is no mistake. However, we cannot find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? But how do you know Miss Inpox had even written such a note? You person? There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Corda himself. The victim? Oop. Oh, that was the still that we saw. Okay. He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Corda had his own manager's suicide note, but why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. It's my very own, branded autopsy report. Get yours for only $9.99. This is the suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Part 1? Suicide report added to the court record. Alright, well, on that note, next time on Hooble Hour, we'll do more things, I guess. We will discover the rest of the secrets beholden to this case, maybe. Eventually. We'll complete this game one day, I promise. Next time on Hooble Hour. We won't complete the whole game on Hooky Hour, but we'll get a little closer. How about that? Until then, see you later. Bye.